Yo, welcome back to the Gym with Kia podcast 216. You already know how we start. Start off by thanking God for all He has done for me and what He will continue to do for me, but not only me, my family, my friends, and those who I don't even know. Happy Friday. If you are listening to this is the best day of the week for many of us. We had a long week, stressful week, and you just can't wait to get to Friday, so you got the weekend off. And for many of us, we had a good week. We just happy that today is the weekend. We get to relax, wind down, get the next 2 days off, and reset. So happy Friday. Enjoy your day and live in this moment. Because just think how many people don't have another Friday, but you do. Just think of my dad, enjoy, be safe, and just enjoy. But you already know how we start. We start out with a verse of the day, and the verse of the day is from Psalms. I've been slipping on I've been like when I get my notes and I write them down. I've been slipping on getting the verse in the chapter. So I'm gonna read it, but if anybody got any questions, let me know. I'll go back to my notes and I'll find it. But anyway, this is from Palms, and it says, "My flesh and my heart may fail, but God is my strength of my heart and my portion forever." So let that sink in, whatever that means to you. Um, let it resonate with you. But I always like to say it again because sometimes I might have said it fast. But this comes from Palms, and it says, "My flesh and my heart may fail, but but God is my strength of my heart and my portion." And what I take from that, for me, how I interpret that is, um, my flesh and my heart may fail, and it will. Sometimes our fleshly ways may fail, and sometimes our heart may fail, but my strength in God and my heart is always forever. So no matter what I'm going through in my heart, no matter what I'm going through in my flesh, my heart and my portion in God is forever. So I might go through some things, but my strength in the Lord and my portion is forever. That's what I take from it. And I could be wrong. I'll be trying to interpret these the way that I see it, but everybody might interpret that differently. So let that sink in and let's get started. And the title of the day is Taken for Granted, or Take for Granted, however you want to look at it. But take for granted. What is the first thing that comes to your mind when I say that? Just take a moment and just think about it. Take for granted. That's the title of this episode. And while you're thinking about it, I'm going to give you some examples of being taken for granted for. To take advantage of someone, to show no appreciation for someone, to undervalue someone, or to fail to properly notice or appreciate someone. Those are examples of being taken for granted. And I really feel that that is wrong, especially when you have someone that really cares about you, really truly cares about you. And I think a lot of times, and I'm sure personal, I get personal with y'all, I share my personal experiences, but I'm just giving my overview about it first. I think sometimes we can knowingly take advantage of someone and unknowingly take advantage of someone. And it's not right. But I think that if a person brings that to your attention, I think it's something that should be taken seriously. Taken seriously. Because it's not right. And everybody is allowed to have feelings about it. You know, just think how you would feel if you were doing if you felt like you were doing everything right, or you were doing everything within your power, but person show no appreciation for it. Be like, dang, like I don't understand. Like that wouldn't be right. Just think about that. Or if you felt like you was doing everything that you could and you were undervalued, or the person fails, like I said before, the person fails to properly notice or appreciate you would feel some type of way about that. And that's something that shouldn't be taken lightly, especially when you have a lot of people out here that are really genuine and they mean they mean really well and they treat people good. You know, that's no different than saying, I'm gonna give you an example. If you are married or if you are with somebody and you cheating on the person, you'd be like, really? Like I feel that like that is taking advantage of somebody or taking somebody for granted to show no appreciation because it's like, or you undervalue somebody because it's like, why would you do that? It's not right. But we live in a society where that happens a lot. But y'all know how I get deep. So let's talk. So I remember I was this was back in 2018. I was in a relationship and I was with my children's mother at the time. And I remember I thought I did everything that I could. You know, I wasn't perfect. I, had my share of mistakes. But one thing about me is I always try to acknowledge it, stand in front of it, and I try to change. We know that change don't come overnight, but I really be intentional about what I'm doing or what I'm trying to change, if that makes sense. Like I really be trying to do that. So when I was with her, I felt like I was being taken for granted. And I kind of felt some type of way about that. And I was just like nobody should feel like this. And I feel like I did everything that I could, but I still feel unnoticed or properly noticed or appreciated. And I just felt bad. And I was like, dang man, like what more can I do? And it just wasn't a good feeling. It just wasn't a good feeling. No, and I don't wish that on nobody. It's not good. You know, I could even remember, like I shared a story last week when I let my family member come and stay here, and I gave them a room. I didn't charge them any rent. I just wanted them to just really be in a place where they were okay, because I've been homeless. I know how that is, and I didn't want nobody to be on the streets. So when he was here, and then I shared that before the last episode, you gotta go listen to it when I talk about family. That's in the last episode when I talk about family, and I talk about how that happened. And I feel like I was taken advantage. He was, I was taken for granted because if a person truly appreciates you and they love you or they care about you, you would know it because it would be in the way they act, in the way that they treat you, the way that they move. You know, so those two situations, I was I was very 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 frustrated, and I was trying to understand why, like why did I feel like this? Why did I feel like I was undervalued or why I was taken for granted? Like what? Like, and I was thinking like I always be thinking like, what did I do to get me here, so to speak? Like, what did I do to get me here? Can I get out of this situation? Like, what can I do? So when I was in both of those situations with my children's mother, when I was with her, and that was happening, and I felt that way, and I was with and I was with family, and I was with family, and they came and stay here. The best thing I could do was talk about it. Like like I speak from my heart, and if I feel some type of way about something, I will always let you know how I feel. You know what I'm saying? Like I was spoken, I speak from my heart, but I feel that if I'm saying something to you, it's meaningful. It's meaningful in that it's coming from a good place. So the normal thing I would do is I would talk about it, and I would go to them and I would express, how I felt, how they made me feel, and it was almost like they didn't care. Like sometimes I would go in there and talk, and there was just like silence, no feedback, no anything. And then sometimes it would be feedback, but it was no acknowledgement. It was no self accountability for it. It was just like, yeah, okay, yeah, that happened. Yeah, okay, yeah, like the attitude, like it was just like a childish attitude, so to speak. And I'm thinking like, damn, like, do my feelings matter? Like, our feelings really matter. So I didn't understand, and I found myself just really being really frustrated because I'm like, I don't understand. Like, I don't get it. And no, and like I said before, nobody should feel like that. So I just found myself sometimes yelling, trying to get my point across, or sometimes raising my voice. My body language was off because I'm like, I'm trying to do it any way that each and every way that I can by coming to you and telling you, but it's the lack of interest. I don't understand it, and it's a very hurtful feeling. So I just want y'all to know that nobody should be treated that way. And even myself, like I've taken people for granted. And when they have brought it to my attention, I have felt bad about it. Like I didn't know that they felt that way. I had no idea that they felt that way. And I really wanted to reassure them that that's not what it is. That's not what it is. And if you feel like that, then I apologize. Like the last thing that I want to do is make anybody feel any type of way about me or about how or what I'm doing, how it makes them feel, because I'm always considerate of other people's feelings. That's what people don't understand. Like we all have feelings. Everybody show them in different ways. Some people might hide behind them, but we all have feelings. We're human, and that's okay. That's okay. So when people were bringing to my attention, like, hey, Keelan, you did this. This how it made me feel. You know, I would at least apologize and try to my best to move forward from it, and not to do it, and not to make them feel that way again, because stuff like that shouldn't be thrown under the rug. Like, yeah, whatever, it is what it is. No, it matters. So if you right now have ever taken anybody for granted, you owe them an apology. You owe them an apology. And if they brought it to your attention, it could even be a year ago, whatever. Is you can still apologize. Like it's never too late to apologize to somebody. Never. But in order to move forward from it, you have to acknowledge it. And you have to admit it. And I think that is the worst thing for us to do is to admit it. Admit that you did this wrong. Like nobody wants to admit that they do wrong. Admit it. And try your best to move forward from it. And it's life. We all make mistakes. And like I said, we all have knowingly and unknowingly done things to people, and it's not right. So we need to do our best to make amends and try to move forward. Don't dwell on it. Try to make and try to make. I'm sorry, and try to move forward from it. Just try your best. It's okay. But nobody should have to feel like that. Like I said before, taken advantage of or to show no appreciation for somebody. Like everybody should feel appreciated. What was crazy, like I don't know if it's just me, like somebody would take advantage of somebody. It might be a brother, it might be a sister, whoever it is, a friend. Then when they're no longer around, you want to be around them. But no, you was taking advantage of me. You didn't care about me. You failed to properly notice or appreciate anything that I did. But now that I'm not around, now you want to appreciate me. Now you want me around. But what happens when? But what was going on when I was telling you about this, or I was telling you how I feel? Then you didn't care. But now I don't want to be bothered with you. Now you want to be bothered with me. That doesn't make sense. And then, like, what baffles me is this. So, just say, for example, hypothetically, you and a friend, y'all have a falling out, and y'all don't talk for months. So one of you guys, reach back out to each other, and then y'all start talking back, and y'all start going out and stuff. But the problem that led y'all to that never got addressed. Like people just think that things are supposed to just move on. No, we need to address this first, get it out in the open, that you took me for granted or you hurt my feelings or whatever it is, and then we can move forward. And then that's okay. But are we not going to pretend like it didn't happen? Like it happened. It was a real thing. It happened. But I think that we try to just like smooth it over, like, you know what, whatever. It's not right. It needs to be addressed. However somebody is making you feel, it needs to be addressed. And if y'all fall out, it needs to be addressed. That's not hard. But just imagine you mistreating somebody, taking them for granted, and then something happens to them. Or they get sick. Or they in the hospital. And then in many cases, so they might die. Then what? I'm pretty sure you would feel like shit, excuse my language. You would feel like that. And you would think of every time that you could have done something better. But my thing about it is, why does it have to get to that point for you to really rationalize and think and about how you could have did this? Like, give me my flowers now. I don't want my flowers while I'm dead or I'm sick. Flowers no. And that's okay. That is okay. I'm gonna leave y'all on this. Love everybody that comes into your life because they come into your life for a reason and a season. And sometimes they come into your life to show you lessons. And I think you need to really appreciate that and notice that because that season might be over, that reason might be over, and that lesson might be over. But take something from it, take something away from it, and try to do better. We all need to do better. Nobody is perfect. We make our mistakes. It's life. It is life. And we can get past it. Learn to appreciate people. Because if you won't, somebody else will. Another friend. God definitely will. God definitely will. But somebody else will. Then you find yourself jealous. No, just stop. And I wanted to say, Thank y'all for listening to the Genuine Kid podcast. If I have any questions, I'll leave my email, and that is the kid KIDD93 at gmail.com. Y'all can reach me on social media. Keelan _ Kid, Facebook, Keelan Adarius Kid. I really wanna engage with y'all. Like, I really wanna engage with y'all. Y'all wanna come on an episode, maybe we can do that. Like, any tips, pointers, whatever it is. Like, whatever, if it's a topic y'all want me to talk about, um, we could definitely do that. Like, I really wanna engage with y'all. I really wanna just say I appreciate every listener. I appreciate it. Because you could be doing anything else in the world, but you're taking a moment out your day to listen to me and what I have to say. So that should be noticed. And I just want to say thank you, and let's talk. Let's talk about these episodes. Let's grow. Yeah. All right, man. I will see y'all Monday. Monday. So my new posting episodes, if y'all didn't know, is Monday and Friday. And I said during the week or sometime it'll be a bonus episode. So just like surprise y'all. I just don't know what day yet, but I'm gonna surprise y'all. But again, thank you for listening to the Genuine Kid podcast 216. I'll see y'all soon. Be blessed.